Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another video slash episode on this podcast slash YouTube channel. Welcome. If you are watching me on YouTube or listening on Spotify, welcome or welcome back. Today, y'all, I'm recording another one straight from the heart. Not too many notes. Real, raw feelings because it's just giving that mood. I thought this was supposed to be spring. I'm a Southern California resident. If you didn't already know, I'm looking out the window, bars, and I'm seeing clouds. I woke up to rain. March is about to be over. We need to pick it up. But anyways, the mood is like really set for how I've been feeling. I know it might get a little annoying sometimes, but I think I've stated in a couple of my last podcast episodes, these retrogrades need to go. Like, I seriously feel like I'm feeling the effects. Mercury and Venus, bitch. Venus, it's more specifically looking at your relationships, your past, how you want to be loved, all those things. I think, again, a lot is just coming back to me, a reflection time, if you will. I feel like these times feel like hell, but they're really meant to branch out, broaden our thinking, all that stuff. So why not make an episode about what I've been doing with that right now? If you're not new here, I'm Lover Girl to the core. Any of my friends can tell you that. I'm the friend, I want to say my friend group, but I don't even have a friend group. It's okay. I'm 22 years old. I feel like I've never really had a friend group. I just have friends, and sometimes I gather my friend, but you can ask any of my friends. I'm the girl where, like, when I tell them about what I got going on, they're always just like shaking their head. And it's like at the fact of just how different I am and how different I treat people. Mind you, y'all know this generation, the rosters, the dating apps, blah, blah, blah. Like, whenever I tell my friends what I got going on, they're always just like, oh, that's sweet, but like, you're doing this already, or you're being this nice already, or you're prioritizing them already. And I live by the golden rule, bitch. Okay, if you've been on my page, you already know. Treat people how you want to be treated. I'm the type of girl, maybe I'm delusional, maybe not, because I've had it before, but I'm the type of girl, like, get rid of anyone else you're talking to before you slide my DMs. And I'll do the same if I'm interested, if I'm really interested, like, if you're really the one. If I think. I don't know. So I literally remember before my last relationship when I was on a dating app, I literally felt bad and felt like such an asshole because I remember, like, I thought I thought a guy was fine and I was wrong. I gave my Instagram, I saw the Instagram, I just got a feeling and was like, I don't think I want to like talk to him. And I like just didn't respond to his initial message because I'm like, well, I'm not ghosting him because like a conversation didn't start, but I'm just not responding. And I just like, I remember that day when I just like never responded to his message. I don't know why I felt so bad. And again, like I'm telling my friends about it, I'm like, I don't know why I feel bad. Like he's probably like this. Why is she even give me her Instagram? My friends were literally like, girl, you don't even know him. You don't owe him it. Why do you feel bad? And I'm like, I don't know, I just do. Because I'm like considerate of people's times. And I always like put myself in other people's shoes. Like, how would I feel if that happened to me? I might be a little annoyed. I might be a little disappointed. I might be a little excited if I thought I got this. Like, where like, as most of my friends are like, you don't owe him anything. Who cares? And I'm not saying either side is right. Like, I'm just this, and everybody else. I'm not saying that. I don't know why I'm like this. Why I care so upfront and I just want to treat people how I want to be treated, no matter who they are. Like, how people are like, who cares? You don't know people. But I just, like I said, I always put myself in other shoes. And I love that about myself, but I hate it too because I'm sure, like any other people who are similar to me, you look back and you're like, half of those people did not deserve that kind of consideration. Like Rihanna and SZA said, like what? Um, but at the same time, I don't regret it because I'm just like, it also speaks to me when not only you guys sometimes in the comments or in my DMs, but people that I deal with in real life when they just tell me that Like I always say, that's my favorite compliment. To like, oh, I've never met someone like you before. Like someone with that mindset. Like no one's ever showed me this or showed me that or said it that way or getting like I love making people feel that way. So which is why I don't hate that I'm like this, but I hate it at the same time because I don't know, like, and then it's the fact. So they have supposed to be a Scorpio, and everyone is like Scorpios are so mean. But I feel like my gangster really balances out because I'm like this. But trust me, when I'm done, you'll never see that kindness again. I'll read you down, and it will hurt. But anyways, that was just a little intro for if you know me or not. During this retrograde, I've been doing lots of reflecting on my past, focusing like love solely, what I've learned, what I do different, what did this teach me, all the things. And I was just thinking about this part of myself that I think is so special and that I have a love-hate relationship with, about how I come fully as myself and just how I treat people how I want to be treated. And I do things just because and all that. And I thought specifically back to my last relationship. And I was like, when you're in relationships, when you're in love, especially at the beginning, before the mask falls, not always, just depends on the person, not always, but it's like you feel like a lot of times new relationship, new love, new connections make you feel like I'm finally getting what I asked for. Like this is finally someone who reciprocates, someone who actually does these things, all these things. And you feel like that for a certain point. And shout out to anybody who keeps feeling like that for years and years and years and ever. Because I love that for you, and that's what we're all looking for. But obviously, because I'm single in all my relationships, I'm not gonna. I was almost gonna say failed, but it's never a fail. Only lessons. And I was like, well, the fact that all of them ended shows that even though I felt at times like, oh, I found exactly what I was looking for, they do reciprocate it. They do appreciate all the things I do mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'm like, none of it was ever truly appreciated when I look at the ends. And I'm not saying in the sense I'm not being one of those people that's like, nothing ever mattered. They never loved me. They never cared. If you're someone who feels like that about relationships, please don't. Even when even when your ex or people you're with say they didn't or they never cared, baby, they're trying to manipulate you. Because if they really never cared or never loved you and all that, then why did all that even happen? Why were you even with them? Like people just love to say stuff to tick you off. No, that's not true. And even if it wasn't appreciated in the way that you wanted, um, it wasn't for nothing. And it did mean something, and it will mean something to someone who deserves it. But I mean in the sense when I say it really wasn't ever reciprocated or what I asked for is because it ended, and the ways it ended, specifically thinking back to my last. And I just found myself, even though I'm at a point, like I've said in the past couple podcast episodes, that I'm really moving past the situation. I really have clarity. I felt much better, less anxious, and just like actually let go. Like, wow, like, thank you for making the decision for me. Like, you get what I mean? And, but having that realization actually made me quite sad, where I'm like, hmm, I feel like that's as a girl who just wants to be loved in the ways that I love, which I think is very hard. In that so many, I don't know, I'm a straight woman, I date men, but I'm sure it's everyone that I feel like a lot of men don't get about loving people the way they need to be loved, not in the ways that speak to you. To me, that is the truest form of love. Oh, well, I feel loved when people tell me, blah, blah, blah. So that should be good enough. No, bitch. She feels loved when you show her or you show up or you do different things or whatever the other different love languages. So do that. In this point, when it's on this side of someone else's needs, it doesn't matter what you need. It matters what the other person needs. It does matter what you need when it comes to you, but we're not talking about you, bitch. We're talking about the other person. And I feel like that's what a lot of people don't understand. Honestly, if I'm really going to get into it, I feel like that's one of the core roots of failed relationships, because people just think, oh, I'm loving in the ways I do, or I'm doing what I would do. It's not always about what you would do. It's about what the other person needs or is expressing. And it can also be hard because, again, we live in a world, again, where it's so hard to be yourself and speak up with yourself, especially if you have intersectionality, if you're a marginalized group. Like, sometimes it's even hard to communicate that. So sometimes people don't even know what this person really needs, or but you have to, if that's you, that's on you, that's not on the other person, because we have to find the courage to express the kind of love and the kind of desire and everything that we want, or else it's not real. And don't get me wrong, I know it's a hard task, but it's we gotta get there eventually. And I feel like I definitely ran into this in my last relationship. Not necessarily um having the fear and not having the words to express what I want or need. It was more so I was meant, guys, let me know. I think I have a lot of in my audience and a lot of other, yeah. In the Black community, I feel like this is a problem, especially not when it comes to romantic relationships, or other communities could probably relate to, but I'm just speaking from my experience of, growing up with parents or older adults who are just like, well, I do this and all that, so you should feel loved, or you had this and I didn't, so you should feel loved. Da, 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 da. And again, it comes to it's not about you, it's about what the other people need. And yes, those things should be appreciated, and I'm sure a lot of, but sometimes it's like a very hard gamble. Anyways, if you don't already know, like, obviously my ex was Black, I dated other Black people, and I feel like this guy, ooh, no shade too, because he was actually older than me. Old head? No, I'm playing. He wasn't that old. But I'm like, I feel like he definitely gave a little bit old head when it came to stuff like that. Like, that was definitely the cause of some arguments when I would be like, this is upsetting me, or I'm worrying about this, or blah, blah, blah. And I would low key just be like, am I talking to my grandpa or something? Because, like, literally the response would be like, my life, this, all this is going on in my life, and I don't have this, and you have this, and you have support, so why are you even upset about anything? Oh. And see, stuff like that is what makes me feel like, oh, even in those spaces where I thought I found what I was looking for, I was like, I really didn't, because statements like that make me realize, again, that I hate a tit for tat. I hate an ego guilt trip. And I understand. I truly believe this person loved me, not saying he didn't, but I understand that egos are going to happen in relationships, and sometimes you don't see things the way people do, other people do. But I was like, I really hate feeling like stuff in relationships are tit for tat, or comparison, or me versus you. And I was like, statements like that, especially how it ended, there was other statements about, like, I have, if you listen to my last podcast episode, you know how I told you this man lied about his situation financially, having a place to stay, having all these things. He had a mask. But when I did know, again, it was the, like, I have nothing and I still do this for you and you don't do the same back. When I do, when again, I hate a comparison, but also statements like that really get to me again when I see how other people see things, because I'm like, people also don't realize that there's so many components of doing things for people, being there for people. Just like, I don't know any of you guys, but I might be there for some of you guys by watching this. Mentally and emotionally, you find community, you find my words comforting, blah, blah, blah. And then there's also physically. And I'm like, when he's talking about that, I think he was talking about money he spent or whatever, driving, stuff like that. And I'm like, one, they were reciprocating in those ways. But also, I'm like, do you not and again, like, I would never say this because I don't want to go tit for tat, but I was like, do you know how much more in my head I feel like I've given mentally, emotionally, and all that, all the anxiety that comes with caring for someone in this situation, being there, like not even really having room for my own stuff because I'm just always going to have room and I'm consuming. Like when I love someone, I literally consume their problem, like, you know? And like I said at the beginning of this video, for someone who just wants to be loved in the ways they love, which, like I said, again, it's not always about me when it's about the other person, but in the ways I love, like, you know, where, again, the initial point when the comparison, the what was given old head, the why are you even upset about anything when you have all this and I have nothing, blah, blah. I'm a firm believer again in love, like to love without the ego is that doesn't matter. I've stated this in plenty of videos before, especially I'm someone who's worked with kids for years. They've taught me a lot too. I feel like I'll be learning how to be a mom every day, like literally, because I know I said it's like from my community I remember, but most of these memories are from being children and how they treat children and how I've wanted to break generational curses, like just because something wouldn't bother you or you don't think something is a big deal in comparison to your life or doesn't mean it just doesn't matter. It matters to this person that you care about and you clearly see it's upset. It's taking up space in them. So it matters. I'm a huge believer in that. I don't care if my friend or someone I care about is upset about the stupidest thing. I know how it feels to be upset about something. So it's like, if you're upset about this, let's unpack this. Let me help you. Let me figure out why. Not just, it doesn't matter. That's so little. To me, to you, like, I really hate that. And yeah, it's like when I reflect on my past and I reflect on these experiences in this tit for tat, in this I do more, you have more, in this comparison, these ego guilt trips, it makes me, again, just really think how I'm like, I really at some points thought I had someone who finally treated me and loved me in these ways and blah, blah, blah. And he did, no shade, like, he did help heal some parts. I don't know if you guys know, my relationship before this one was abusive sexually and emotionally. Helped this last relationship helped me tremendously um through those experiences, calming my mind, just having something a little more positive to look back on. The relationship wasn't perfect, but like it was abusive. You get it? So it did help in many ways, but I'm just like, oof. I'm just sitting here, like I said, in all these damn retrogrades and Gatorades and micro braids and thinking how I'm like, I never want to experience that again. And I'm not saying in my next relationship, whatever, ego will never come out. And I'm not ever trying to say I'm perfect either. I know my ego definitely came out in some ways too. There's a lot of things I had to learn. But I was like, I don't ever want someone who ego trips me that much. And I know again that a lot of people say things they don't mean, and especially knowing the last person I was with, I know a lot of it came from hurt, so much pain and shit in their own life that they don't even know what to do. The easiest person to project on is me. And yeah, I just think it's so important that not only for me, but hopefully for you guys too watching, because I want the best for all the good people in this world. Um, it's just that no matter how nice or how exciting or how many pros, I just know like being loved in the ways I need is never going to be negotiable again. Like it can't. That's literally what I'm thinking on in this reflecting, because I was like looking back and seeing how much I poured and gave and cried and did so much stuff I couldn't afford financially, mentally, emotionally, all for this person to just get back and say things like I do nothing or I don't reciprocate half. First of all, why does it matter? Like I said, because I do things out of the kindness of my heart. If I say I'm going to pay some for something, I'm not going to ask for money back. If I say I want to do this, if I say, like, it's never, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that is true good people, people who just do things. And again, you do things, you don't want anything in return. Obviously, in relationships, like when I debriefed it with some people. In relationships, yes, obviously stuff should be reciprocated, but it's not like you're calculating, I want to do this, so he or she does it, you know. But I just realized, like, I can never allow someone to really speak on my actions or who I am as a person or what I give like that ever again when I'm literally everything and more. Like, literally. And ego too, for sure, because whenever I'm talking about myself too, um I acknowledge who I am physically, love how I look, love being a black woman, love my locks, love my dimples, all those things. But I'm really talking about, again, on the inside. I'm like, that's what gets people. There's plenty of pretty people in the world. There's plenty of whatever. But that's, like I said, my favorite compliment, when people compliment who I am, how I've helped them, how I've impacted them, how I've given them new perspectives. I'm like, that is everything. And that's everything for me too, to learn, which is why I love people that I can learn from or we can bounce off. I was like, I can just never be with someone who doesn't appreciate that or can't get out of their ego and give me the love and desire and the fire and everything I need on the inside ever again, because life is literally too fucking short. It's too short. I need you on my ass. Okay? I need you to jog, sprint, chase. Yes, ladies. I mean, I'm speaking to everyone who's worthy, but especially ladies, because a lot of times we get the short end of the stick and we be feeling like, we get compared, and then is this too much? Who cares? There's somebody for everybody. Like, literally, I always say this. I'm like, you will never ever catch me judging another woman's boundaries unless it's like something low key, like abusive or something like that. But like, you know what I mean? Like when some guys are like, oh my god, like she only allows her boyfriend to only follow her on Instagram, so he's doing it. Yeah, I can never let someone make me feel like that again, because being the way I give and the way I care about people and all the compassion and the consideration I have, I was like, that should be coming back to me tenfold. Tenfold. And it's out there. And it's like, it's on me. That's on me a little bit. Like you said, we all know that we play a part in our own suffering to some degree. That's on me a little bit for allowing or thinking maybe I should just stay here, because maybe, no, to anyone watching this, no, absolutely not. So yeah, even though, like I said, these Gatorades, micro braids, all this has been a little like, like that was a sad realization. It's very empowering too, to reflect and just put that crown right back on. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know if anything made sense. Do I ever? I don't know. Just kidding. I know I do. Oh my god. Well, we'll get to that. But to anybody watching, last impacting statement, last thing I hope you take away from is, life's too short to settle, okay? Love people the way they need to love, and if you can't do that, the ego is too much, you ain't ready for that person. Okay? Don't ask for much. Don't be too much. Everybody's too much. Be too much. Be too much. Be too much. Literally. That's how I've like felt for a long time, but you get caught up in 11 stuff. Be too much. Okay? That might chop your selections down from 20 to 3, but boom, like literally, there's so much, as women, there's so much power we hold about having boundaries and being strict or whatever they want to call, because literally it calls out, it's like bug spray. Like, okay, who's the last one standing? And I feel like I wouldn't have it any other way. So I hope I helped. I hope I said something that you could take away from this video. As always, that's the goal. And honestly, this video, I don't know if you can even see, even in my demeanor, I feel like this video was very helpful to me too. Because like I said, it's gray, it's rainy in Southern California, much like, anyway. Um, it's all those things, but like literally processing it. I make digital diaries to my MacBook that will never see the light of day. You know, I can do a little more cussing and call call niggas every name in the book. Highly recommend. But this has been very healing to me too. Like a sad realization turned power move. Cause yeah, yeah. Yeah, guys. I have a lot to say as always. You know I'll be back with more podcast episodes. Man, I have stories. I'm trying to figure out who I should spare. Should I spare them or should I just tell it? It's my experience. I don't know. I don't know. Lastly, YouTube people. Thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. Y'all, I started YouTube January 2024, where March 2024 or April, depending on when this goes up, because it's the last day of March right now. Y'all, only a year and a couple months, and I'm at 1,000. Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy. And like I said, I've been like a little down the past couple days, not been feeling very creative or very blah blah blah. So it's ironic that I hit a mark that I've been wanting for so long, and I haven't even really like had the space I feel like to be that happy about it till right now, and it's really hitting me. Thank you guys. Thank you. So happy, so proud of myself, trying to give myself those flowers. And yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel / follow this podcast. And check out my socials linked down below, guys, because I'm really funny in a lot of other places, not just here. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, making it all the way to the end, watching or listening, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.